Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Landon and this is the temperature outlooks, and anything with weather related. Yesterday I started something new. I started looking at temperature forecast, and I also started looking at future models. Well, I will continue that today and into the future. Before I get started, I would please like you to like and subscribe and comment down below what you should think I should do differently on my channel. It would help out a lot. And now let's get right into this video. So what you are looking at right now is the day 1 categorical outlook. There is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of southern Kansas, northern Texas, and the Texas Panhandle, and much of Oklahoma. Severe hail and damaging thunderstorm gusts are expected late this afternoon into the night across parts of southern to central plains. So in that yellow, we have that slight risk. Much of Oklahoma, northern parts of Texas, the eastern panhandle of Texas, and southern Kansas, of course, and some of western Arkansas. That darker green shade is that marginal risk. It dips down into Texas and Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and then that light green is the general thunder. So that's just pop-up thunderstorms, not severe, just pop-up thunderstorms. Now this has been changed very much so from yesterday's video that I did. That slight risk was only in the parts of southwestern Oklahoma, parts of the eastern panhandle, and far northern Texas. And then things have changed, and now it's grown. We'll go look at the day 1 tornado outlook. Not too high, not too concerning, but any tornado percentage, so that 2%, that means there's only 2% of a tornado in a given location, within 25 miles of a given location. So it's not that high, but we still can't rule out a tornado or two. Hail and wind are the major threats with this storm. We'll go look at hail. Give it a sec. Hail, we have a hatched slight 15%. A hatched risk, or a significant risk, which is in that black area, means that 2-inch in diameter or larger hail is could be possible within 25 miles of a given location. Then you have that 15% that's not hatched. That hatched risk is in western Oklahoma and in eastern parts of the Texas Panhandle and northern Texas. And then that 15%, and this 15% is not hatched, but it's still possible for severe hail, which I think is 1 inch in diameter or larger. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that. And that goes into much of central, along the I-35 corridor. That's where the hill's going to be, in east or west. Also, some in southeastern Oklahoma. And then that 5%, and that 15% is into northern Texas. That 5% is a green shade, and that is into parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Now the wind event today, it's going to be a wind event, a wind and hail. So there is a significant 15% for wind. I think the wind, when it's significant. I think it's 60 miles an hour, stronger winds. I'll have to check on that too. That's in along that I-35 corridor to the east and west and northern parts of Texas. That 15% of severe wind, which I think is 45 miles an hour. I'll have to check on that. Much of Oklahoma, eastern Texas Panhandle, and northern Texas, and then that 5% reaches into Arkansas, Kansas, and Texas. So now what we'll be looking at is the day 2 categorical outlook. And for tomorrow, I think it's just general thunder. Oh no. So we have in that lighter shaded green, that's just the thunderstorms, the general thunder. That's in New Mexico and Arizona, and parts of Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama, and Georgia, Florida as well. And then that marginal risk is in southern and southeastern parts of Texas, southern northern parts of Louisiana, and then the southeastern and central parts of Mississippi. And then that slight risk is in parts of Louisiana, or central Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi, and far eastern Texas. Scattered strong to severe thunderstorms are forecasted on Friday from southeast Texas across Louisiana into southern Mississippi. Damaging thunderstorms, wind gusts, and hail will be the main hazards with these storms. So what we'll look at is the day 2 tornado outlook and the percentage. We have that 2% in central Louisiana, eastern Texas, and southwestern Mississippi. Now, like I said, we still can't rule out a possible tornado or two. And then since it's tomorrow, all these percentages can climb. Every one of these can climb. But we'll see what happens. Even today's outlooks can climb. They can still update it since these storms are coming in later. So it's a 2% in, like I said, central Louisiana, eastern Texas, and southwestern Mississippi. Now we'll look at day 2 hail. We have that 15% in eastern Louisiana and western Louisiana and eastern Texas, and that 5% in southern and southeastern Texas, eastern Texas, and then much of Louisiana. And then that day 2 wind outlook is that 15% is Louisiana, southwestern Mississippi, and eastern Texas, and then that 5% is in southern and southeastern and eastern Texas, northern and southern Louisiana, and then Mississippi, or southern Mississippi. So there's your day 2 outlook. Now we'll go on to day 3 categorical outlook and day 3 probabilistics. Day 3, it's just a thunderstorm event. It's no severe storms are forecasted. Severe storms are not expected on Saturday. So it's just Arizona and New Mexico, the southernmost tip of Texas, and then that's southern Florida. And Florida, if you haven't heard, had two fires in the Panhandle yesterday. And if you looked on cloud cover, it looked like 2 huge thunderstorms were firing up. it was crazy. And what I'll show you, oh wait, never mind. Well, Florida hasn't had a lot of moisture, so they're dry, and with that dry, and when that cold front that went through, they had strong gusty winds and the dry air, so they had wildfire. I think it 2 wildfires. I think they have them under control now, but yeah. We have red flag warnings in the southern tip of Florida for today. So, and then day 3, since it's just a thunderstorm event, it's not going to be, there's going to be nothing. It's going to be less than 5% for everything. You could have some pea-sized hail and like 30-mile-an-hour winds with these storms, but nothing big, major. So now what we'll look at is our two new things. We'll go to temperature, and then we'll go into our future models. So this is the temperature outlook percentage for May 12th through the 16th. Now, usually the setup for May is you have those darker shades up to the north and those lighter shades down to the south. Here, I'll show you, actually. I'll take a picture and I'll draw. Okay, so what I mean by this is usually you have those blue shades like right here. Oh, wait. Like right here. Then you have those orangish shades right here. And that's why you get so many severe storms and through here in May. Now, for the earliest part of May, the warm air was on the western part of the country, and the cold air was on the eastern part of the country. And this does not usually fire up storms. Now, we do have those storms like with the cold fronts that come through. We have those storms that fire off ahead of them, but that's usual for a cold front. But we haven't had really that much of severe weather for the month of May. I mean, we're only 7 days in, but still. Now we're getting into where the warmer temperatures are starting to climb their way back, and then the colder temperatures are starting to go this way. So we will start to fire up storms in this region. So there's you go. So as you can see, much of Texas is going to be warmer than normal. Southern Florida is going to be warmer than normal, and then the far northwestern United States is going to be warmer than normal. And then that big blue ridge, that's what we're going to have a huge cold front that comes through, which is the one that's coming through tonight. And that's going to bring Arctic air to the far northeastern parts of the country. And then in California, it's going to be colder than normal. So there's your day, and there's your 12th through the 16th temperature outlook. And now I think this is the rest of May. This is the 15th through the 21st. Now here's another example. We have that warm air situated, We have that warm air situated right here, right? And then we'll have that cold air. It only says right here and here, and I'm thinking it's going to be dropping down to like here. And that'll fire up storms in this region. So there's that. So much of the all the deep south is going to be warmer. Most of the southern states are going to be warmer than normal. And then you have that white region, which is the normal, and then that blue region, which is colder than normal. Michigan, Minnesota, and North Dakota, and Wisconsin are going to be colder than normal, and then Maine is going to be colder, and then still that far northwestern tip of the USA is going to be warmer than normal. So now we'll go for the May month temperature outlook. This is the May's temperature outlook. Now, we have those. Everywhere in this area is going to be warmer than normal. So much of the southwestern states, almost all the western states, east of the Rockies, or west of the Rockies, is going to be warmer than normal. And then we have that area that's going to be colder than normal. We are, I don't know, I haven't looked yet, but there was expected to be a big snow swath come through here. But we'll look at the future radar to see. Now, these are month 3, so these are May, June, and July. All of the USA is going to be warmer than normal. All of it. Now, and there's darker reds, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, the eastern parts of California, Oregon, and Washington are going to be, and then Florida and Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island are all going to be the hottest parts of the country. Or not the hottest, but they're going to be the most above normal. So, yeah. But this is pretty big. And especially, here's something else. Hurricane season starts in a few days, I think. And guess what? All of this, the Gulf, it is way warmer than normal in the Gulf. It is like that highest red you can go. So, me and my team of weather people that I work with online, we're predicting huge hurricanes this year. Now we'll go into the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. This is for the 13th through the 17th. As you can see, we have much of the plains. Almost all of the USA is going to be wetter than normal, except for that Four Corners area. That's going to be the driest part. And really, here. This area right here does not need rain. They're good on rain. This area does not need more rain. Those areas need the most rain in the USA. But look, Florida's going to get some rain, so that's good. The 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, so the 15th through the 21st, we're going to still see much of the U.S. is going to be wetter than normal, which is good. And then May. Now this is all of May. We have those drier than normal conditions in the west, the northern states, And then we have those the normal conditions in the northeastern parts of the USA, the plains, in Florida and in New Mexico. So that's good. Some rain. And then this is May, June, and July. The eastern part of the country, wetter than normal, and then the northwestern parts of the country, drier than normal. So there is your temperatures and precipitations outlook. Now what we'll move on to is temperatures as of right now. So what you are looking at here is the temperatures in the climatology. So we have that cold front, that low pressure system moving in. That's what's going to bring the severe weather tonight. And ahead of that, you have those warmer than normal conditions, or warmer conditions. And there's that big Arctic blast in the northeast. So we'll look at temperatures as of right now. 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s in the southern states, and and 50s, 40s, and 30s in the northern states. I will have to update you on something here in 1 second. We'll go to future radar. So as you can see, at around 6 o'clock tonight, we have rain starting to develop in Oklahoma and Texas. It continues to go eastward. We have those storms in the dark yellow start to fire up, and then it all moves eastward. Okay, I have to update you on something. We'll go back to forecast. The Storm Prediction Center just updated their at 3:12. It's 3:12 at this second. They have updated to an enhanced risk. So the enhanced risk includes Oklahoma City, Norman, Edmond, Midwest City, and more Oklahoma. That slight risk includes Dallas, Fort Worth, Tulsa, Arlington, and Wichita. And then that marginal risk includes Little Rock, Abilene, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, Texas. So I'm guessing they updated tornado parameters. Yep, they updated that to a 5% for Oklahoma City, Norman, Edmond, Midwest, and more. Isn't that 5%? I'm guessing they updated wind. That's not true. Okay, that's weird. So a significant 30% in Oklahoma City, Norman, Edmond, Midwest City, and Oklahoma. So those are... Oh, okay. So here we go. A hatched 10% or greater probability of wind gusts 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a point. Probability of damaging thunderstorm winds or wind gusts of 50 knots or higher. So 50 knots have to make a storm severe. 65 knots are a significant. So I was close. And then the hail outlook was upgraded to a... No, it wasn't. It's been the same. Okay. So, yeah. So they just updated. I knew this was going to happen. They will probably be issuing a tornado or a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch for central Oklahoma. So we're gonna end it off here. Stay safe, stay weather aware, and I will see you on the next one.